Use a mic, please. There you go.
The Pickle Festival is Sunday, November 18th, from 10 to 5, $5 a family. Just, you know, it's our 15th annual Pickle Festival. Be nice if everybody could make it. Marbletown Community Center on November 25th is having a banning fracking at the local level, Community Bill of Rights ordinance. If anyone's interested, that's 2 to 4. The other events are on the agenda.
I have one thing, and that since the Marbletown and Rosendale schools are now combined, tomorrow and through part of next week, at Barnes & Noble, they're having a book sale and events, which will benefit the PTF, the Marbletown School, which in turn benefits the children. And that's, so I have coupons down at Town Hall.
Okay.
And that, or if you go in and you ask them for a courtesy coupon, and that for the Marbletown, it's listed as Marbletown School, but it's for both schools.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes from the October meetings.
I'll second that motion.
You're really very emotional, are you?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilman Hassel?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes.
I just, if I could just mention, for those who might remember the Half Moon Cafe years and years ago, it was the Well and then it was the Half Moon. Hallie Hammer, who owns the Half Moon, will be playing.
It was
at
the quarter moon,
Pickle Fest.
Manna.
The quarter moon.
Captain, sound like me.
Anyway, Hallie will be playing at the Pickle Festival. She's here in town. And I just want to mention the quarter moon.
You know you're Rosendale person. Remember that, right? Okay. Ken, do you want to make any reports on
Sure.
committees?
Start off with the Rec Commission. The minutes are on file with the clerk. I just would like to mention that...
Move your mic closer, please.
I'm sorry. A lot of you may have noticed that there's a great big pile of wood over by the pool, and that is yet another fundraiser for the pool. And I just want to put that out there, that it's 3 cords of wood. It's good hardwood.
Isn't that for the wood boiler we're putting in?
That's another subject, Mr. Gale.
I didn't think
But those tickets are available. They're $5 each, 3 for $20. So if anybody's interested, see anybody in Town Hall, Tara.
6 for $20.
6 for $20. I'm sorry. 6.
I'm selling.
Moving on to the, I've been given a report every month on the food pantry and its new incarnation. I just want to report that in the past couple of weeks we've had 2 food drives, one up at Emmanuel's on the 3rd, and it was just unbelievable, the generosity of the people coming out with bags upon bags, and we ended up taking 7 carloads of groceries from Emmanuel's down to the food pantry. In addition to that, Emmanuel made a donation of a truckload of stuff, and we were going to load the truck into my son's 4x6 truck, his 4x6 bed, but luckily Bill Brooks stopped by for sushi and has a 4x8 bed. So Emmanuel said the bigger the truck, the more we get. So we got a lot of stuff that day, and so it was great. In addition, we took in $350 in monetary donations throughout the day at Emmanuel's. And when we closed up shop for the end of the day, we went over and grabbed a piece of pizza at Benny's, and there was a lady, who I won't mention her name because she has to remain anonymous, heard that we raised $350 that day and wrote us a check for $350 and said, that's for the food pantry. She's from Jersey City, New Jersey, so she's really got no ties to this area other than she just likes it and was impressed with the generosity of the community. pantry. Last Saturday, there was another food drive, and that was organized by the Boy Scouts. A lot of you may have seen the yellow bags hanging on posts throughout the town, and the Boy Scouts went around last Saturday, and we got a lot of stuff. So we're flush, we're stocked, but that can go in a matter of a month.
Thanksgiving's next.
Yep, that can go in a matter of a month with the amount of food that we're giving out and the families that we're feeding. We fed 104, we supplied food for 104 families last month, and that's on a high end. We anticipate this month with the cold weather and the holidays, it's going to be even more. So as encouraged as I am about the 2 food drives and the money that came in, we always need more, so spread the word, please. Lastly, Hurricane Sandy Rosendale relief effort. We've started in conjunction with a local resident. His name is Jay Mayer. Jay Paley. Jay Paley. He's coordinating a drive for things that are needed down in the Long Island and Rockaway area that are not clothes related or food related. It's more along the lines of shovels and rakes and brooms and gloves and things that people need that aren't being necessarily given through some of the support agencies.
And first aid, you mentioned to me recently.
And first aid. There is a handout here. I think we have a couple.
There's a sign-up sheet too.
Yep, and we also have a sign-up sheet for people who may be interested in joining a caravan going down there on Saturdays and Sundays, that again, Jay is going to be organizing. Throughout the week, if anybody has any donations, they can drop them off here at the rec center. Or if it's after hours, we have an area underneath the pavilion where you can drop things off, and we make sure every night that those things get put away. And I think the first load is going down this weekend, and the drive so far has been pretty good.
Can I just add to just make sure that it's very important to not drop off things that are not listed on the donation list, because some people drop clothes off. He's not taking clothes, and then it's just him and this pile of stuff that they don't have any. He doesn't have anything to do with. So just stick to the list.
Yeah, that's important. There has been some clothes drop-offs, and they were well-intentioned, but what we're doing with those is bringing them over to the clothes drop-off shop to raise money for the youth center. So I'm going to leave this here, and these are throughout town, I think, just about everywhere you go. If anybody's got a question, certainly call Town Hall, and we can give you more information about that. But that's true Rosendale right there. That's us stepping up to the plate. So, that's it.
I apologize. Just like to apologize. I didn't get to print the minutes off for the youth.
Okay.
So, but there's really nothing much, everything's nothing much going on. The water and sewer group, not much going on right there. I guess intertwined though with that, those lights on 213 and a number of lights like Mr. Schneider had pointed out, we're paying for it and they're not lit. And I will follow up on a phone call to Central Hudson to find out if we can get something done. I did go up there one day to try to get the numbers off the pole, and you're right, I almost got taken out.
I guess we called them in.
I have a contact.
What's that?
I've scored a contact
Yeah.
at Central Hudson.
Jill's been, she's on here right now. Oh, she left? Okay, she's been, if you have something that you want to have reported, you can give it to Jill, or you can call yourself.
I left a message for Mr. Cotty, and I will try again tomorrow to see if I can. You know, with all the power outages and that, and I think up here, they're involved also down there trying to help out, so it's probably really a tough time to get them to worry about our lights when there's so many people down there without power, so that's why I kind of gave them a...
Terry?
Does the town have an inventory of what lights are?
We were just talking about getting that from, like we talked about that last week, we're going to get a schematic.
Because I can assign that to you guys in the meeting that I haven't checked.
Okay. That sounds good.
What
Well, we're trying to evaluate the need also. You know, how many lights are out, how many do we need, you know, and look at the whole picture and just come up with.
Get me the list and I'll...
Okay, great. Thank you. Actually, I did not make your last meeting, Jen. Do you
I could
want-
report, instead of a meeting, we
Yeah,
have,
oh, I did go to I went to the show.
right.
I was at the movie, yeah.
we had a very successful wetlands
Yes,
night.
that's
You
right.
can,
That's why I didn't go.
we didn't have one, so you're off the hook. But we had about 90 people in attendance, which was really great, and there were 2 great presentations by Laura Geedy from the Hudson River Estuary Program and Brian Drum from permitting at DEC, and this great locally made documentary on wetlands. And 3 of our planning board members came, which was really great, and they got training credit for that, and so it was a good night.
Thank you. And Dennis is here, and he said that they're getting close to wrapping up the parking plan and the inventory of.
Yeah, we won't be getting as much details as I'd like, but I will follow up probably on it later when some of the town officials are a little less busy, but we'll get to the outlines of the plan. You'll probably deal with it next year, though.
Okay, thanks, Dennis.
Highway, pretty much just a low period, getting ready. I don't have the report, Renee didn't give it to me.
I did put it, I did have it too.
I didn't pick it up, I'm sorry. She corrects me. Oh, look at this. Jones on top of it.
Excuse me.
Just saw the box sitting there looking at it.
No, I bring them every month.
Another banner month, as Renee usually does up there. Took in just under $6,000. Expenses were a little over $3,200 with an outcome of $2,500 to the good. Our biggest revenue generator in the town. So good job, Renee. Again. Keep it going. That's all I have.
Okay.
Question. We ever going to get a cover for that last container? So it
Eventually.
doesn't get frozen up like it did?
Yep, that's been talked about. Yes, it's been put off, and it is on the priority list of anything that's been done up there. So, got coordinated with Carl to give us the abutments we need to get everything in there.
And again, the whole thing is ridiculous for the truck driver to pick it up, take it to Kingston, it's all frozen, he can't dump it, and he brings it back and charges us $40.
Good.
And that's,
I could care less about the truck. I care more about the people up there that's got to work and is down into the dumpsters and getting hurt when they shouldn't be down in there anyway.
I don't think she heard you.
Wow.
Huh?
Eh?
I didn't
They
hear
were,
you.
they were busy talking about weather
Weather
stripping
stripping
the
my
building, so
building.
he's got no drafts.
What was that? Excuse me.
Nothing.
Apologize.
Everything's
You'll
fine.
have to watch it on film.
Okay, planning board had some interesting discussions and things are moving ahead. The one thing that relates to the town board is there's quite a bit of discussion about fracking, but no decisions were made. We may have some more time.
Can you use your mic?
Actually, I got a notice that they accepted the comments at Bergman. And that was
And
what I,
those are their comments?
that they're basically accepting comments from Bergman.
All right.
Is that right, Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened is the planning board members had submitted to Dave Plant their individual comments, and Dave went into one concise document. We went over it, we discussed it, and we agreed that the comments that Dave and Mary Lou had were exactly what the planning board had hoped to get.
Okay.
And this, as far as the, so that was in your packets last week, or the comments from Dave. So then today or yesterday, I got an email saying that those were
Okay.
adopted by them.
Okay. You guys might have done that, like, by email or something, because I didn't have this, I thought it was postponed. I thought you were going to have further discussion on it.
Before I left in October, I had sent my comments in. I don't know whether they were discussed at the October meeting as I wasn't there. But certainly everyone had a chance to. Generally what happens is comments look at the town board is the planning board members submit them either to Dave, to Leslie, or Dave takes all the comments and redacts out the redundant comments, unrelated
partly because Tim,
We were
yeah,
scheduling.
he's a really vital person to finishing that up, and he couldn't be present, so we postponed that, and I think that's it for me too.
Okay. Okay. Read the financial report. In the general fund, there's $583,464.82. In highway, $390,542.14. In capital highway, $21,283.40. In capital, $145,892.43. In rec sub, $20,095.44. In capital rec, $790.84. In light, $4,270.33. I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Rosemary Milano Rodriguez.
I'll second.
Call the vote. Councilman Gallagher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilman Hassett?
Yes.
Councilman Ryan?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Michael, okay, how do I pronounce this?
Wilson.
Wilson? Michael Wilson to a full-time position as cleaner. That's housekeeping.
I'll second.
Roll vote. Councilman Gallagher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilman Hassett?
Yes.
Councilman Ryan?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes. He's been filling in because he's done a very good job. Everybody's very happy with his work. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Patricia Dingman to the Rosendale Youth Commission.
I'll second that.
I actually don't have the date on here. I don't know if that.
Check with Kathy, because I don't,
Yeah,
she's had so many ins and outs.
I know.
and outs, so
I know.
it's,
I don't know when this term ends by this application. So I'm going to say,
the most it would be a 2-year if it was a term. But
okay,
I don't know.
so can I make a motion to appoint her for the opening, for the balance of the opening on the,
Per term limit.
right, term limit?
Okay, roll vote. Councilman Gallagher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilman Hassett?
Yes.
Councilman Ryan?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes. Who seconded that one?
Ken?
I'd like to make a motion to reappoint to the Board of Assessment Review Tom Laughlin for a 3-year term ending 9/30/2015.
I'll second.
Roll vote. Councilman Gallagher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilman Hassett?
Yes.
Councilman Ryan?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes. I'm going to make a resolution to hire Barton Lejudas for engineering for the water district. I did have Mary Lou review it, and I had Terry review it to make sure that everything in here was what was the the work that we had talked about and that we had wanted to get accomplished for this contract. So they both felt this was ready to go. And as we said, they will start billing us in 2013.
This is going to be Reg 3.
This is going to be resolution
Right.
3.
We had two last week.
That's right. So resolution 11-2012-3, resolution to proposal for engineering studies for water system improvements and repair. Whereas the town of Rosendale has determined the need for an engineering study to improve the repair of the water system and to apply for grants or funding, and whereas a proposal has been received for special project services related to the development of a preliminary engineering report and pre-application package for financing the water system improvements, and whereas the firm of Barton LaJudas, PC of 10 Airline Drive 20, Suite 200, Albany, New York, 12205, submitted a proposal for $19,900, as more specifically set forth in the scope of services attached hereto and made a part hereof. And whereas after careful consideration reviewed by members of the town board, it is recommended that the town of Rosendale enter into an agreement with the above-mentioned firm. Now therefore be resolved, the town of Rosendale, the town board of the town of Rosendale hereby authorizes the supervisor to complete and execute a contract with Barton LaJudas PC with regards to the foregoing.
I can't do Barton LaJudas, I'm sorry.
Come on, somebody
That
do
doesn't
this.
go in the minutes. It goes on YouTube, though.
It'll be an ad for another
Facebook.
competitor.
Roll vote. Councilman Gallagher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green? Yes. Councilman Hassett?
Yes.
Councilman Ryan?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes. Okay, now for the good stuff. Before I read the next three, I'm going to give you a little review.
Reader's Digest, Dave?
Unfortunately, Doris isn't here because I would like to give her a little kudos for all the hours I put her through going over and over this budget. We spent a lot of time on it. And we were able to, after a lot of number crunching, bring the budget down to a 1.83%. And with adding the Bloomington Fire Department, we are assuming it's going to be somewhere around 1.96. I'm going to go ahead and pass the 2% cap because very close. I talked to the comptroller's office, and before, filling out this stuff, and because of the fire department is not part of our calculated number, we want to make sure that we don't run into an error because it's so close to 2%.
We're still waiting for iPhone 3.
And we haven't got, there's a little bit of an issue with High Falls on how it's listed. We didn't have
High Falls Water District.
High Falls Water District, how it goes into the budget, so we don't have that answer yet. Comptroller's office didn't have that answer. So we're going to do the 2% tax cap override as a precaution, but we don't have to enact it if we don't need it. So first, we're going to do the tax cap law. This is Resolution 11-2012-4, exceeding the New York State mandated 2% tax cap for 2013. Whereas the town of Rosendale must fund the cost of engineering for the Rosendale Water District, cover bond costs for emergency repairs for sewer district, and other bond increases, increase in health care and state retirement benefit costs, 5 years of compounded raises in payroll for the police department, Bloomington Fire District increase in their contract, and whereas this resolution is adopted pursuant to subdivision 5 of General Municipal Law 3C, which expressly authorized the town board to override the tax levy limit by the adoption of a resolution approved by a vote of 60% of the town board. Now therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Rosendale, County of Ulster is hereby authorized to adopt a budget for the fiscal year 2013 that requires a real property tax levy in excess of the amount otherwise prescribed in General Municipal Law 3C.
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes. And Resolution 11, 2012, 5. The adoption of 2013 High Falls Water District budget. Whereas a duly publicized public hearing regarding the Town of Rosendale 2013 High Falls Water District budget was held on November 7, 2012. Now therefore be resolved that said budget as amended after such public hearing, a copy of which is here attached hereto and made a part hereof, is adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Rosendale as the official 2013 budget of the High Falls Water District.
I'll second.
Roll vote. Councilman Gallagher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilman Hassett?
Yes.
Councilman Ryan?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes. And a Resolution 11, 2012, 6. 2013 budget adoption, whereas a duly publicized public hearing regarding the Town of Rosendale 2013 preliminary budget was held on November 7, 2012, and whereas the Town of Rosendale must fund the cost of engineering for the Rosendale Water District, cover bond costs for emergency repairs for sewer district, and other bond increases, increase in healthcare and state retirement benefits costs, 5 years of compounded raises in the payroll for police department, Bloomington Fire District increase in their contract, and whereas this resolution is adopted pursuant to subdivision 5 of General Municipal Law 3C, which expressly authorized the town board to override the tax levy limit by the adoption of a resolution approved by the vote of 60% of the town board. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the Town of Rosendale, County of Ulster hereby authorized to adopt a budget for the fiscal year 2013 that requires a real property tax levy in excess of the amount otherwise prescribed in general municipal law. Be it further resolved that said budget as amended after such public hearing, a copy which is attached hereto and made a part hereof is adopted by the town board of the Town of Rosendale as the official 2013 budget for the Town of Rosendale.
I'll second.
Roll vote. Councilman Gallagher?
Before I vote, I want to give Jeannie kudos on this because she was a pain in the ass when it comes to trying to strip this budget down. And I told her to stop a long time ago, and she kept paring it down, so she did a good job.
Thank you.
So, again, I vote yes on this good budget.
Councilman Hassett?
I vote yes, and I have to echo Councilman Gallagher's kudos to the supervisor, and also extend to the department heads who, in the past week, have been extremely cooperative, might I say. Bob referenced Jean's attitude in the past week toward the budget, and she just was a lady with scissors, David. And she did it. If anybody was here last week, we had a presented budget which was more reflective of the department heads' wants and wishes, and some paring down from there. But the last week is when the nuts and bolts really got put to this thing. And to come in with a budget which is 1.83% higher than last year, in these times when we know that the cost of just about everything, especially in the area of retirement and health insurance costs, have skyrocketed. And she brought the people from the health insurance providers in this week, and I believe they walked out with a limp, but she saved a lot of money, I think in the area of $15,000 for our health cost. So I vote yes, and I thank you, Jean.
Thank you.
Councilman Ryan?
I'm pretty talked up tonight.
Just say yes.
You can just say yes.
I had to say something because Gallagher and Councilman Hassett said something. So what I'll say is, you're a Democratic supervisor, and I wouldn't want to work for anybody else. Thank you very much for doing the job.
Thanks, Bob.
And Supervisor?
Yes.
I would vote yes on your budget.
Okay. months back, we had a visit from Mike Dunham, who recommended or asked the board if we were interested in doing some tax exemptions for veterans and disabled in the town of Rosendale and people with disabilities. And we agreed that we would like to go forth with that. This is a motion to hold a public hearing. I'm not sure what local law number this will be.
We can't assign a number because
So
they
we're
have to be filed in numerical order, so it
Correct.
depends upon.
So we're
if
just
there's
going to
anything
say
else we do.
local law number blank, 2012. A motion to schedule a public hearing for the consideration of local law blank of 2012, amending Chapter 63 of the Code of the Town of Rosendale regarding tax exemptions on December 5th, 2012 at 7:30 p.m. at the Town of Rosendale Recreation Center, and authorizing the town clerk to publish notice of said public hearing.
I'll second.
When did you say that date was again?
I'm sorry?
When is the date for that?
December 5th.
Is that the Wednesday meeting?
You're not, Ethel, you're not eligible, so.
Okay, sure. I know I'm not a senior yet. Renee, stop it.
I love you.
No, that was your mother. Oh, yeah, Rob seconded. That was your mother, your mother seconded.
I wasn't being good. I really wasn't. I apologize.
Roll vote. Councilman Gallagher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green? Yes. Councilman Hassett?
Yes.
Councilman Ryan?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes.
That was resolution number 7.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that 7 o'clock or 7:30?
For you, 8 o'clock.
7:30.
Thank you. I'll be here at 7.
Then next, we're sending a resolution to the county to ask that the LOSAP be listed as a separate line item on the bill. We did not pass a law for this, but in the past, they had done it, so we're asking again if they'll do it. So, Resolution 11, 2012, 8. Separate LOSAP tax bill levy, whereas the town of Rosendale has lawfully established the Bloomington Fire Protection District within the town of Rosendale to provide fire protection and emergency services to person with the said fire protection district. And whereas the Bloomington Fire Department contracts with the town to provide fire and emergency response services in and for the Bloomington Fire Protection District. And whereas upon an April 2011, referendum by the residents electors of the Bloomington Fire Protection District, said electors approved the establishment of a length of service award program, LOSAP, for the benefit of the firefighters of the Bloomington Fire Department. And whereas the town of Rosendale became a sponsor of LOSAP for the benefit of firefighters of the Bloomington Fire Department serving the Bloomington Fire Protection District. And whereas the collection of tax revenues to fund the LOSAP from the tax and properties within the Bloomington Fire Protection District constitutes a separate and discrete levy from the levy historically imposed for the Bloomington Fire Protection District. And whereas for purposes of clarity and to promote understanding of the amount of tax levy being collected to fund the LOSAP, it is in the best interest of the taxpayers of the Bloomington Fire Protection District that the tax levy for said program be separately listed and delineated on property tax bills. Now therefore be resolved that the tax levy for the LOSAP appear as separate line item on the tax bills for the taxable properties within the Bloomington Fire Protection District in the amount of $72,842. Be titled and styled substantially as follows: Bloomington Fire Protection District, LOSAP, and be further resolved that the town clerk is directed to advise and assist the county of Ulster and the Ulster County Real Property Tax Service to implement the necessary procedures consistent with this resolution.
I'll second it.
Roll vote. Councilman Gallagher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilman Hassett?
Yes.
Councilman Ryan?
Yes.
Supervisor?
Yes.
Madam Supervisor,
Yes.
thank you, Town Board, for that. But also, I just want to make note to the Town Board that the Bloomington Fire Department would requested and sent a truck and several firefighters down to Long Island to assist with the recovery down there. They were assigned to Island Park, Long Island, and spent several days assisting the fire department and also the residents down there. So,
thank you to your fire department.
Here, here.
Two tiers.
Okay. And last, we have Resolution 11/2012,
Yep.
authorizing copier service agreement with the, what is that, RICO? USA, RICO? USA Inc. for Youth Center, whereas the town of Rosendale finds it necessary from time to time to obtain outside assistance for technical support in its copier needs. And whereas the town of Rosendale finds that by signing an annual support agreement with RICO USA Inc., it can fulfill those needs. And whereas RICO USA Inc. has submitted such an agreement for a copier at the Youth Center building in the amount of $301.88, effective October 18, 2012 through October 17, 2013, which is attached here to and made a part hereof. Now therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Rosendale authorize the supervisor to sign said agreement on behalf of the town of Rosendale.
I'll second.
Roll vote, Councilman Gallagher,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
Yes.
Councilman Hassett,
Yes.
Councilman Ryan,
Yes.
Supervisor.
Yes. And now, make a motion, pay some bills.
Pay some bills.
Meeting adjourned?